One day Rasulullah comes to the masjid in the morning and he sees a young man who's sleeping and he's covered with something. He's barely covering his body. Rasulullah, when he used to come to the masjid, he used to look in the faces of all the Muslims. This was how Rasulullah was. Everyone felt connected with the Prophet. He used to look at the faces. He sees the face of this young man, a new face. He's never seen this man before. So he tells him, "Oh young man, who are you? How are you?" That young man, he tells him, "Ya Rasulullah, my name is Abdu Buham." Buham is an idol. My name is Abdu Buham. He tells him, "Ya Rasulullah, I have left my family. I have left my community. I have left everything to be with you and join your community." Rasulullah tells him, "What's your story?" He tells him, "Ya Rasulullah, my father was a rich man. My father passed away and I came under the custody." He was a young man. "I came under the custody of my uncle. And my uncle, he was the one who was taking care of me. He was the one who was providing for me. I was living with my mother under the custody of my uncle. And my uncle, he promised me that if I work for him, if I support him in his business, he's going to give me his daughter to marry. And he's going to help me establish a family. So as I was doing the business trips for my uncle, I passed by Medina and I came to the masjid and I heard you reciting the Quran. I heard you reciting the beautiful verses of the Quran and I felt gravitated towards the Quran. Now I can't leave. I stay here for a long time. At night I go back to my family and then I come the next day, I want to listen to the Quran. I come from far, I'm listening to the Quran recited by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, until one day I decide on converting to the religion of Islam. I go to my uncle. I tell him, "Oh my dear uncle, you're older than me. I want to join the religion of Islam, but I want you to join with me. Out of respect for you, let us both go to Rasulullah and join the religion." He says, "As soon as I told my uncle about you, my uncle became angry and he says, 'Stay away from that man, Muhammad. Don't go to him. And if you go to him, I'm going to take away everything from you. Your money, your wealth. I'm not going to give you my daughter to marry. And I'm going to take away everything from you.'" He says, "I saw myself in a problem. My uncle is going to take away everything from me. My whole life is going to be ruined if I join the religion of Islam." But this young man, he says, "I decided to join the religion of Islam. I was convinced that the religion of Islam is the truth. I decided to join the religion of Islam. And my uncle, he took away everything from me. Even the clothes that I was wearing, he took them away from me. I go to my mother, not wearing any clothes. So my mother, she comes and she takes a bujada. She takes a blanket, she cuts it in half. I cover myself in the bottom and I throw something on top. And this is how I came to you, O Rasulullah. I left my family. I left my community. I left everything for your sake, O Rasulullah." Rasulullah tells him, "Your name is not Abdu Buham anymore. Your name is Abdullah Dhul Bujadain." Abdullah, the one who's wearing the bujada, the one who's covered with two garments. This is your name. This young man, he was young. He used to sit and he didn't have a house, he didn't have anything. Everything was taken from him. He used to sit in the corner of a masjid. There was a corner in the masjid of the Prophet which was called As-Suffah. He used to sit in the corner of the masjid and he used to read the Quran and cry when he's reciting the Quran. One day, Umar ibn al-Khattab, he passes by him and he hears this man crying. He tells him, "Be quiet, you're crying too loud." Rasulullah tells him, "Ya Umar, اتركه فإنه من الأوابين." "Oh Umar, leave him. This is one of those who have returned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. من الأوابين." This young man, he was doing dua for shahada. He wanted to be granted martyrdom. The Muslims, they go on the expedition of Tabuk. An expedition that there was no battle took place. There was no fighting took place. This young man, he died in that expedition. While they were traveling, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, he himself buried him. He placed him in his grave. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, he says, When I saw the way Rasulullah was carrying this young man, Abdullah al-Bujadain, and he places him in the grave, and Rasulullah is doing dua for him, I wish that I was the one who was dead and being carried by Rasulullah.